All right, they're going to let me know when they pull the trigger. All right, here we are coming up on 8 o'clock on the dot. Give you an update on what's happening here in central Alabama. We still remain severe thunderstorm warning free in our central Alabama market. We do have a severe thunderstorm just to the north of Hackleburg. It includes Phil Campbell. It includes parts of Franklin County as well as Lawrence County, but currently north of the DMA. This is a view from our chief photographer, Bill Castle. He is up in Cullman looking off to the west. Now, what he's going to be looking towards is this cluster of thunderstorms that is off to the north and west. There's a lot of lightning with these at the moment. A lot of what's coming through is below severe limits, but one thing that will not matter tonight, severe or not, there is going to be a lot of lightning. These will be loud, and they will be coming through and making their presence known. So a look from Coleman again from our chief photographer. We'll keep a close eye on this one here as we move forward, as these thunderstorms really skirt our northernmost county. So for the time being, the severe thunderstorm is confined to those aforementioned counties. This is Franklin County, and this is Lawrence County, just to the north of our DMA. So what's happening in here is essentially we have a pretty decent thunderstorm. We've seen at times the potential for some good hail. At the moment, I don't see anything. At the moment, there's no rotation. There's an interesting or suspicious notch. So what we're looking for when these linear features come through, these lines, are any part of it that seems like it's kinked or there is something that looks out of the ordinary. So when I look at the reflectivity here, which is simply the radar, this looks suspicious. But in order to tell if there's anything there or not, we go to other products like velocity. And there's a little bit of a increase in our winds right here, just out ahead of it. This will pass to the north of Hackleburg. But that's about it. Outside of that, I don't see anything too threatening with this at the moment. Again, the potential with these to drop hail is going to be there really all night. And if you're at home and you're wanting to do a little radar of yourself jumping around, what you can look for are these peaks in reflectivity. Again, when I say that, I'm just talking about the color value. The way the radar works is it spins around. It's constantly sending us back data based off of what it hits. So when the radar beam hits something and sends it back, it's a DBZ value, and that's color-coded to tell us what it could be. So when you see pink like this here that's just to the west of Pleasant Ridge, that could be a small hail core. I don't have any credible reason to think that that's there. We are looking, of course, for things like that as these thunderstorms evolve. I've got the chat up for the National Weather Service in Birmingham as well as Huntsville. And it looks like the wind surge associated with this is going to stay north of, Marion, north of Winston counties for the time being. So a lot of heavy rain. It's loud up there in Marion County. But the good news is there's no immediate threat for anything severe. So let's back this out just a little bit, show you a broader view of what's happening here. And again, the active weather has been across the Huntsville market. Completely different story than what we've had here in Birmingham. There was a nice sunset. We had almost no rain, and now what we're seeing that has developed and is in place is well below severe limits. So you've got a cluster of storms that's going to be just to the south of Cullman, just to the south of Huntsville. It's right over the eastern half of Smith Lake for the time being, and I'm going to put this in motion to give you an idea of the movement of these cells as we go through the evening. And it's east with a little bit of a northeasterly shift, so we've seen that trend change. It was due east earlier, now a bit of a northeasterly component with this. So this is going to be coming into places like Cullman, like Good Hope, like Huntsville, eventually Holly Pond, Baileyton, Bluntsville, areas in Blount County. And we're seeing additional, development here to the south, just to the south of Jasper. Again, just because we're under a tornado watch does not mean everything that forms will carry a severe threat with it. So far, everything that has formed has not. That's a really good trend. The atmosphere often will give us good signs. What is happening at the beginning of this event? Are we seeing these rotate? Are we seeing them pulse up and have big hail cores? So far, no. So what that's telling me is there's something missing in the atmosphere. There's something lacking that is not allowing these storms to get to severe limits, and that is good. The reason we're doing this update is because all day we talked about the severe threat. So it's our job here to communicate to you, is that threat coming to fruition? Is it not? And so far, it has not. There is a severe thunderstorm warning just over the state line here. This will go for Monroe, Mississippi, and Itawamba counties. And this will be for gusty winds and the potential for some hail. Same deal, where you see the pink returns within this warning. That is where we would likely have a small hail core. But besides that, I don't see anything threatening. These are not rotating like they were earlier. There's very, very, very broad rotation with this between Smithville and Cardsville. That's over a large area, though, and certainly does not look to be an immediate threat to us. So what about further to the west? Well, talk about that as well. We have a couple of thunderstorms south of Kosciuszko. So where are these headed? I'm going to draw time of arrivals, and this is not saying that it'll be severe when it gets to the state line, but I've got about 9:25, 9:30 to get to Sumter County. Okay, that's the southern more extent of our viewing area. This would eventually come into Greene County and then eventually into Hale County, and the time for that's going to be a little bit later. So central, say Greene County by about 10 o'clock, and it'll cross over I-20, 59 and into Hale County along Highway 69 north of Greensboro, probably closer to 10:30. Will it stay together that long? It may not. Will it intensify? That is possible. Here's a couple things to keep in mind. The sun has gone down since our last cut-in, meaning the energy from the atmosphere is gradually going to wane. The temperature at the surface decreases, and it matches more evenly the temperatures in the profile aloft. When you have more uniform temperatures, there's less energy to work with. So I do expect a downward trend in these thunderstorms, and given that these are sub-severe at the moment, right now I think our prognosis is good. We still have to stay aware, but our prognosis is certainly looking good. I'm just going to hop up to these Huntsville cells, and this is interesting because Huntsville, it's not far away. You hop in your car from Birmingham and you can get there in about 2 hours, give or take traffic. But the storms that have been up here today have been a completely different scenario. We've had the wind shear, we've had the tornadic development, and there have been confirmed tornadoes on the ground, several instances of that here this evening. So if you have friends, family up in the Huntsville area, this current warning is for the south of Scottsboro, and this is eventually going to be headed out of Jackson County and into DeKalb County. This will push towards and just north of Fort Payne and that I-59 corridor here over the next little while. I'll just draw a time of arrival track on that for people who have friends, family north of Fort Payne, probably getting to I-59 by about 8:45, the Georgia state line closer to about 9 o'clock. And this should be it for the Tennessee Valley area. You've had enough. Hopefully we don't see anything else. This should be thoroughly exhausting the atmosphere of any energy left for thunderstorms that could be trailing. But again, a look here at northwest Alabama. We've got nothing doing with these thunderstorms that are over near Hamilton. Again, if you're there, if you're in Marion County, if you're in Winston County, it might be loud. There's a good bet that there's plenty of lightning with these. As I zoom in here, you'll see the lightning totals, fluctuating between, 100, 150, 200 strikes. So it's loud. It can be intimidating. I understand that. I hated lightning as a kid as well, but these are below severe limits. We'll continue to watch this cell that's currently in Itawamba County, Mississippi, as this crosses the state line, and an additional thunderstorm that is formed down here in central Lamar County. Again, at this time, all of it is below severe limits, and it looks to stay that way as we head through the evening. So again, time now about 8:07. Just updating you, another thing just to point out here, there's a huge void in where there was supposed to be a line here. If that does not form, there will be huge sections of central Alabama that don't even get rain out of this. So this is something we'll keep watching. We're going to do a cut-in just every half hour on Facebook and YouTube just to give you guys an update. We don't necessarily pop on because there's warnings. We just want to keep you updated. And right now, it's a good prognosis. So we'll see you back here in about 20 minutes or so, or sooner if warnings call for it. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Stay safe. We'll see you in a bit.